Now for problem number 9, the graphs of f and g are shown. Let h of x equal the composition of f with g of x and s of x equals g composed of f of x. Find each derivative if it exists. If the derivative does not exist, explain why. Now, in example A, we've got to find h prime of 3. So that's telling me to find the slope at 3 of my h of x function. Now, since h of x is a composition of f with g of x, what I'm going to need to do is go ahead and take the derivative of h of x, which is going to involve that composition. So h prime of x is going to be equal to f prime of x, g of x, times the derivative of g of x, g prime of x. So that's going to be that first thing that I do. Now, since I'm very interested in the value of the derivative at 3, anywhere there's an x in my derivative, I'm going to go ahead and simply put in a 3. So when I do that, I'll have h prime of 3 equals f prime of g of 3 times g prime of 3. Now, the piece that I want to take a look at first is going to be g of 3. So I want to go onto my g curve and find the y value, my output value, when my x value is 3. That value is going to be 5. So what that piece is going to give me, I'll have h prime of 3 equals f prime. So the value of g of 3 is 5. So I'll go ahead and put a 5 in there for that spot. Now the next piece that I'm going to look at is going to be g prime at 3. So that's going to involve taking the slope at 3. So if I look at where x is 3, and if I look at the slope here, I'm going to use rise and run. So I have a rise of 2, a run of 2. So 2 over 2, that value is just simply going to be 1. So g prime of 3, the slope of that value is simply 1. Now I'm going to use that same technique again to take a look at the slope of my f curve at 5. So now I have to make sure I identify the correct curve. So my f curve is this one right here. So that is the one that I want to look at to find the derivative at 5 for that value. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead over to 5 and I'm going to take a look at this spot. So this piece right in here is what I'm going to take a look at finding the slope of. And again, if I use rise, run, I have a rise of 2, a run of 4. So I go up 2 over 4. So when I reduce that, that reduces down to 1/2. So f prime of 5 is simply 1/2. So when I have that times the quantity 1, that simply tells me that the derivative of h at 3 is going to be 1/2 times 1 is just 1/2.